Hi guys, Ob Dave here.
Africanash.
Together we are Ob Dave and Africanash.
Yes, we are.
Shocking.
I know.
Shocking.
Outrageous.
Described as. It's just
kind of a Home Alone moment.
Yeah. We have, as you know, finished Couples Bakeoff now.
Woo!
It's a draw, isn't it?
At the moment, we were standing. So I won the showstopper. Thank you all for voting.
And we didn't show enough of the videos of the actual final cakes. That's my fault in the edit.
But there was like what, 4 hours of footage?
Yeah, we filmed over 4 days, and there was 4 hours worth. Well, 3 days of filming, and then a day of me editing. And by the time I got to the end of it, I was so done. I really was.
So you don't really get to see the pictures, but we will put the pictures up if you can put them at the end of this video, maybe, and then people can see them.
I'll put them in this video.
Yeah, grand. Well, there you go.
Here. And we'll carry on talking over some of the pictures of them if I remember to do that in the edit.
I know, yeah.
It's been emotional.
It has. It's been fun though. It's been, you know what, I've always enjoyed baking, but when I did baking, it was always muffins and cupcakes and biscuits, you know, the real simple things that you take into work. So to push the boat out this time was really fun. I mean, Oscar keeps requesting my custard, so I must have done well in custard.
Yeah, he loved it. I think like stuff like this, because we're doing the filming ourselves separately and then coming together and filming for a night, and then I'm editing the next night. It's been a ton of work.
It has.
That's kind of, to a degree, taken an element of the fun out of it, because the turnaround time has been so fast. Like if we could film over 3 weeks and do all of our weeks, edit it over another 4 or 5 weeks and get it out, it's different. But we were trying to keep on track with the actual Great British Bake Off with the weeks they were doing. And it has been good. Like I've learned a lot.
Yeah, you've done really well.
Yeah, I feel good now. I'm not got to like rush out videos, and we can start working on other types of content as well.
It's a shame I can't even help Dave edit. I mean, I'm not an editor like Dave, but my computer just I downloaded Adobe and it literally came up going, "Your computer is too old for this." Basically, I was like, "Oh." Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, once this starts really rolling and we start getting, a lot more content out there, your PC situation will change.
Yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
Apologies as well for the lack of videos. Obviously, Dave was occupied with the Office Blokes on Friday, and I popped in.
Yeah.
Much like a deer in headlights, I did not expect to be sitting in there.
Yeah, our World Cup watch along on Friday night, which USA versus England, and it went great. I had such a good time.
Yeah, you guys
really
seem to have a really good time.
Yeah, but so back to Bake Off. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about our experience with our bakes, but we're also going to mix in a little bit of talking about the actual Great British Bake Off, because we did start off by doing watch-alongs, but it wasn't working for us, to be honest. That type of content, we were trying to do House of Dragon, Rings of Power and Bake Off all at the same time.
We were wearing ourselves out, and it wasn't fun hanging out anymore. It was like a job.
Yeah, it quickly became something we got, then we're like, oh God, we've got to record.
That was never our intention for the YouTube videos. It was to have fun and just bring you guys along with it.
It took a bit of the fun out of I mean, even, I think, to a degree, with House of the Dragon, we're going to do a video talking about everything we thought about.
We're going to go into that, because I know your opinion on that, but my opinion is very strong about House of Dragons, and it's just been confirmed as the second season.
We've got similar opinions about it. I just feel like possibly we've judged it a little bit harsher because we were watching it more from a critic point of view, doing watch-along. But anyway, that's completely digressing. As you know, we've drawn now on Couples Bakeoff. We were mooting doing another bake and then you guys voting on that. But what we've decided to do is just have you guys vote on an overall star baker. So when this video comes out and then finishes...
Not an overall star baker, an overall winner, because I'm having my star baker apron back.
No, but the winner is the star baker. You can have your apron back.
Thank you.
Ash thinks I'm trying to nick her apron because I made a joke about it before. Like I wear aprons.
I'm dead proud of that apron.
Well, either way, once this video is out, there is going to be a poll, and we just want you to take everything into consideration and vote for who you think did the best or who you'd like to win.
Definitely, and we got a little trophy for the winner. I don't know if you're going to have to.
You might have to move back a touch. If you go too close.
But you can't see it though if it goes too far back. But it does say winner of the Couples Bakeoff. And it's a little angry spoon.
Yeah.
I thought it was
it. It's awesome.
It's really sweet.
It really is good. So we're going to go through like week by week now and just give a brief little talk about how we feel like we did, but also how it may relate to actual Great British Bake Off that we were watching at the same time.
Yeah.
So the first week was Cake Week.
Cake Week.
It was my Victoria sponge where I learned that you don't put water in icing sugar.
In certain icing.
In that circumstance.
Because there's different types of icing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wasn't sad about how it went. I thought I did okay.
Yeah, I was dead proud, but that was the first time I had baked in my oven in my flat, because I've only been in my flat for 2 years.
Yeah.
And because all the dials had been rubbed clean, I never really attempted to bake.
Yeah.
But my plum crumble cake turned out really nice.
I won that week, I think.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And it's also worth saying we started watching actual Great British Bake Off that week as well.
That week. So we had to, because they don't announce the weeks ahead of time, you have to watch the episode.
Yeah, so we were always one behind.
That's it.
And it's been a good series of Bake Off, but it's been very paint by numbers Great British Bake Off. It's
some really good bakers.
It's almost all the same characters doing the same stuff, and possibly the rapport's not been as good with people as it's been on previous years.
Yeah, last year they got really close. Like there was so much love in the tent, whereas this time round there was definitely obviously Sibira and Janusz got really close.
Yeah.
And Janusz and Maxi got really close, but it wasn't like in previous years. And these guys were great bakers, but they weren't like astonishing like we've had in previous years. Some bakers like in the previous seasons have absolutely blown us away.
Yeah, there's no one that I'm in a rush to buy a book of.
No, whereas I bought Nadia's book and
I was
stuff
going to say
that.
Nadia is maybe it peaked at Nadia because I watch her TV programmes and stuff, and she's great.
Last year, I just can't remember the winner, but even like when Kim Joy won, she was actually a really good baker. As much as I got annoyed by her because of her character. I don't know, obviously some personalities just rub me the wrong way. That's why there's so many different types of people in the world. That's the joy of life. But she was a fantastic baker.
There's been a lot of good bakers this year, but I do feel like the showstoppers have lacked a little bit. Like that finesse hasn't really been there.
I know. And Sandro made me laugh because in every week, instead of him doing like cute little things, he would do massive. It was like Patissiere week. It was supposed to be like little mini like cakes, and he just went for like literally like 4-person type cakes. It was just like week two bread week. Ash did the garlic knots. I did the pizza. I got a few things wrong with the pizza in hindsight, but it was tasty. It was really good. The base was too thin.
Yeah.
We need to improve the way both of us stretch out dough.
Yeah, I also left the dough overnight in the fridge, which the recipe said not to do.
Yeah.
But flavour-wise, if you chuck a load of chorizo on anything and a load of mozzarella and
was good.
bake it, it's going to be pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it was well nice. And my garlic nuts turned out quite nice.
Your garlic nuts were pro compared to my pizza. They were really good.
Well, didn't you win? No, I won bread week. I think
you won.
I won bread week, yeah.
Yeah, week 3, biscuit week.
Yes, this was when I did my homemade South African Romany creams, and nobody knew what they were, and everyone agreed with Dave with the whole... They looked like, what did you call them? A meatball.
What did I do?
You did the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, which is like a standard. I was dead proud of my Romany cookies. Everyone at work, because obviously every bake I did, I took it into work to eat.
Ah, now I remember, yeah.
Because you did 2 batches, remember? Because the first ones...
They were okay, there's again, stuff I do differently. But because I'm not that experienced with baking, I like to think there's stuff I do different. But I'm sure it'd all be different because I don't know what I'm doing.
I know.
I'm just making it up.
Like I'm super bossy, and poor Dave after every episode, when obviously just before it be released, and I get to watch it for the first time and see Dave's baking, and I would literally instantly start texting you, go, "Oh my god, did you just do that?" And I'm not even like a good baker. I don't even claim to be a great baker, but I was like, "How dare you, blasphemy! What are you doing?"
You know, it's experience. You know what you're doing. Right then, so Mexican week after that, which
that was a complete... I had a massive meltdown, and then I got really mad because at first I thought it's okay that my churros have failed because they won't be compared to anything exactly the same. And I come round and you're like, I'm doing churros. I was like, I got proper salty.
I wasn't well that week though.
No.
My plan was to do... What was I going to do? Tacos?
No, it was like a quesadilla or
quesadillas. And then I was like, I was so rough and had no energy that I thought, they sound easier. And they were, to be fair.
But your recipe was...
It's all about picking the right recipe.
I know. I was trying to go pro.
It is also worth saying we are going to be doing more baking content.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just not going to be to the level that it was. And maybe we'll bake together and do certain things.
Yeah, definitely.
That's I want it to be more relaxed and not film Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, edit Wednesday night. Sometimes I was going to bed at like 1:30.
I know.
Just to get the video out, and it was.
Oh yeah.
Realistically, we should have waited till every Friday to release.
But just you learn after doing, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's absolutely going to do some more baking. Like I want to introduce you to. I got an amazing recipe, and it's one of my favourite baking things to do is cheese, chive, and bacon biscuits, as in the American biscuits. So they look like scones. For us.
Right then, moving on. Dessert week.
Oh, that was my chocolate mousse. I won that.
Chocolate mousse. What did I do?
You did the chocolate cheesecake.
Oh,
that was really dense. It was really nice though, but super chocolatey. Like I've never had so much chocolate in my face.
I used the chocolate was too rich, and the base just went really dense. I don't know if I overdid it or I don't know. I don't know what went wrong, to be honest.
But you baked the base, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which is funny because when we did Patissiere week, my cheesecakes, I didn't have to bake the base.
I know. I could have gone for a no bake, but I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to actually bake for Bakeoff. So not saying you did.
Hey, I won. So shut up.
Yeah, cheated. Right then, next is Halloween week.
Oh,
cupcakes.
Do you know what? This was my favourite week. Even though my cupcakes got a little bit overbaked and they were a little bit dry, doing all the decorations like my broken glass shards and the spider web from the marshmallows, I am so doing that next year. I'm going to host a Halloween party and just do a ton of those cupcakes.
I was at the tail end of having that mega cold or whatever it was where I was really rough. And
yeah, you were.
I just, again, I could have done so much better. Like decoration, I am terrible at. I really am. But it's something I'd actually like to improve on that. I think I'd like to do very basic bakes and then just spend some time decorating them, trying to do roses, like piped roses and things like that.
Yeah, I would definitely like to get better at piping because I'm shit at piping. But
maybe we should have a pipe off.
Oh, can you imagine? Are you using an innuendo and I completely went over my head?
Right then, custard week.
Yeah, I won that one, but you had a drama with the donuts, didn't you? That was a bad week for you.
I don't know how it went so wrong when the churros were
They were so burnt
right
on the outside and then like raw in the middle.
And then the custard, I just didn't have time to let it properly set in the fridge.
I'm still not sure. It was really runny.
It wasn't in the pan. It genuinely thickened up so much in the pan
but
that
then
you almost couldn't pipe it.
But then you added the cream after it. But that's why I didn't understand.
That was the recipe.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose mine was with cornstarch, so mine thickened really nicely, but it was dead pale.
It was a disaster. So the less we say about that, I thought donuts would be easy, based off churros being quite easy.
But this is why I warned you. I said not all bakes are as easy as they sound, and even though there's similar components, it's like bread. Oh my god, bread is like so hard to predict. That's why I love my bread maker.
Pastry week.
That was your Cornish pasties. Those were
The best thing I've done throughout this whole thing was the Cornish pasties. I think.
Yeah.
They were great. A couple of the cubes of Swede were slightly under.
Slightly.
Just because they could have done with a little bit more time.
But I quite like a bit of an al dente kind of vegetable, so I was happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna the kids hassle me all the time, Oscar especially, to do Cornish pasties again. It's so hard to crimp a pasty. You can buy those machines, little foldy things. You're not going to do it. I've got to be authentic. But I've thought about it and I think I know what I was doing wrong. Okay. So I watched a video of someone crimping a pasty and it was like fold a bit, put your finger down, fold over your finger. But I think I was trying to fold the folds over the previous fold. Right, so you're putting too much. So it was just getting bigger and bigger. Whereas I needed to fold, leave a gap, fold, leave a gap, fold. I think.
Well, give it a go. The kids are desperate to have some more. So, Oscar's been begging me for more custard, so I'm going to do the cookie cups again. And this time, I'm going to cut the middle out like the instructions said that I missed. So it's not a cookie cupcake.
Second to last week, patisserie week.
Oh, do you know what? And I'm blowing my own horn here, and I absolutely am. I was dead proud of my little lemon cheesecakes with the macaroons. And biggest compliment, one of the ladies I work with, she actually said after she had one, she said it's the nicest cake she's ever had. And I was dead proud, and she took a whole bunch home for her daughter.
She's diabetic, so she doesn't normally eat cake. Right, so I did the profiteroles, which I absolutely smashed.
Yeah, they were absolutely amazing. I still think don't do that chocolate sauce again. It was so much better if you did the chocolate from melted chocolate. But they were absolutely brilliant. Your whipped cream as well was gorgeous.
The chocolate powder that I used as the base for the sauce, I've got 2 chocolate powders in the cupboard. One of them is good, and the other one is like own brand cheap, and I used the own brand one just without even thinking.
You could taste it was like a little powdery.
It wasn't good.
But his fish rolls were amazing, and you know what? Everyone always says that a choux bun is really hard, but like I said to Dave, like it's like the custard. As long as you keep your eye on it and it comes away from the pan, you're fine. And you nailed it twice.
Yeah, it's easy. I don't understand what the issue is.
He says this and he has a meltdown at his donuts.
Yeah, I know. Donuts are tons harder. But again, like whenever I deep fry things, I've never checked the temperature of the oil in my life.
Oh, that's
I've made fried chicken loads. In fact, I'm going to be making authentic KFC for Ash soon.
Yay!
Because the recipe, the supposed recipe got leaked. And I'm going to use that exact recipe and make fried chicken for you. Yum. And we're going to see if it is as good as... Well, I say it's good. KFC's shite.
Well, in this country it is.
They've just opened a pub in London. Yeah. KFC.
What? That was like back in the day when McDonald's used to give you ashtrays. And
McDonald's in France, you can buy beer. It's licensed. Love it.
Do you know my favourite the favourite McDonald's I ever went to was in Amsterdam, and they do a type of like mustard mayonnaise which is called friet sauce.
I went to one in Amsterdam.
So nice. And they do chips with skin on it.
Yeah.
Oh, ours was by the Dharma Square.
Yeah, I think ours was.
Yeah, it was by the Dharma Square. They're really fancy looking.
Is there a pancake house not far from it?
Yes, the ice bakeries with all the Nutella, the giant jars.
Same one, I think. Oh. Right then, and then finale week.
Oh my god. I really was exhausted by the end of it, and I know I didn't talk a lot in the video. I was literally on the smallest time scale. But I was dead proud. Like, you will see that, obviously Dave's put the pictures, but mine turned out really cute.
I threw most of mine in the bin last night. There was no finesse whatsoever. It was just trying to get through it. I was knackered. I'd done some one night, some another night, and like, it was just too much. And then again, I'm baking on a Tuesday when I'd much rather just be making dinner for us lot and we can chill. But it's just, the time constraints got to me a little bit. So, which was at the point where I'm like, I'm just done.
We also want to plan it better because the kids were involved. Obviously, we've not put them on video because their privacy and they're not really old enough to understand what the implications are.
It's not really that. They appear in the background of a couple of the videos.
Yeah, you can see Oscar waving in one video.
Yeah, I'm just not trying to make this channel about involving the kids and things. No. It's a complete separate thing. But
as much as they were involved and they got to eat everything, and like tonight Oscar was like, are you guys baking again? Can we have some dessert? It was like, but we still felt guilty. Like, I mean, I do lots of arts and crafts with them, but... Yeah,
when I was finishing off a bake, a lot of the time you'd be here painting with them and stuff. So, but they loved it, really. Oscar's been watching them. Shout out to Oscar. Watching us. If we've not been banned off the iPad that he watches us on.
Apparently.
So that is it. I mean, we didn't really talk about actual Bake-Off as we've been going through this.
No, we have. We did
a little bit, but I thought maybe like week by week we'd be talking about it a bit more.
Do you know, I'll be honest,
it was pretty forgettable.
I was going to say, because it wasn't so memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some bakes, like when Sibira made that hanging spider, that was unbelievable. And then when Sandro did the chocolate skulls, so he did like this giant skull with all these little mini chocolate skulls stuck to it. there have been some like outstanding bakes.
Even the spider though, Siberian spider, didn't look great.
But her showstopper orangutan, like
Oh, it looked dreadful. It looked really bad, but obviously
it was better than all the others.
Yeah.
And it came down to flavours, because that's ultimately...
She was amazing though, Siberia. She definitely deserved to win, didn't she?
But I think like some bakers like her, they put too many flavours. And I know they said she got it right and that they called her crazy because some of the, flavours she put together. I'm very simple, very basic. I don't like loads of flavouring. I don't even like flavoured tea, for heaven's sake. So
as we found out when I tried Zimbabwean snacks.
That's all I could get, and I am very simple. And like I said, I grew up in a time, obviously, which is very different to the Zimbabwean today. It's been 18 years since I've been home, and when I was growing up, it was 3 billion% inflation a week.
Yeah.
And most of the time you walk into the supermarket, it was completely empty, literally completely empty. Like, I nearly had a heart attack when I saw the bread aisle in this country for the first time. I was like, there's so much food.
You were saying about going for South African food, which does crossover with Zimbabwean. And there's one in Northwich that's got loads of good reviews.
Oh, really?
A South African place, yeah.
See, I was just going to take you to Chakalaka, which is in the Northern Quarter, but
there's literally one in town that I've read loads of good reviews, and I've walked past it tonight on the way to the swimming.
Well, a lot of the South African food is obviously in Zimbabwe because we border with each other, so we love the South African
South
food.
Africa is one of the fattest countries in the world,
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
There'll be all the beer. It's all the Castle Lager.
The office blokes reacted to a video today that was maps. It was I think it was maps that you'll find funny, maps of America,
right?
And then it showed America being, I think, the 16th most obese country in the world, but then it showed all the other countries.
No,
South Africa's there, and it's a strong one. Yeah.
That, I suppose it must just be the beer. That's the only thing I could think of. But I only know a very small amount about the South African culture. A couple of my cousins were South African. We used to drive down to Durban and obviously go on the beach near. But
anyway, we digress.
We are digressing.
Yes, so
that's just us, I think.
It is big time. We can talk pants for absolutely ages. So
Indeed.
when this video comes out, make sure you vote for the overall winner.
Yeah.
And go just based off who baked the best. That's what it is. I went from
let them choose in terms of whatever they decide, whether it's improvement or if it's flair or if it's just the types of bakes that person did. And just vote honestly. Like, as much as we're competitive, I won't begrudge Dave winning, seriously.
The same for you. You're a better baker without a doubt, but I've gone from nothing to okay, and then you've gone from like okay to good.
I've just been out of practice, so I just got more practice and now I've actually got a thermometer in my oven, so I know what I'm cooking at.
I have a question for you.
Go on.
Is the Great British Bake Off done? Has it peaked? It's obviously not done. There's a few more years left in the format, but is it?
I think next year will be the telltale, because last year was a good lot. They were really good.
It was pandemic. It was literally, we were all ready for something like that.
True.
And it's just kind of, maybe the novelty wore off before the pandemic a little bit, but the pandemic kind of gave us that thing back, and now it's just kind of getting back to.
I see what you're saying.
It was good.
For me personally, I don't feel that's the case. But that's just me personally. I think one more year to check before we can make a decision like that. But it has been going for 12 years?
Yeah, it's almost like played out a little bit, which is a shame because we both love it.
Adore it.
And we both enjoyed watching it this year as well. It's not like we didn't enjoy it.
No, and last year, we obviously, again, being separated, living in separate places, we were texting each other, and unfortunately even the adverts were out of sync, so he'd get a longer advert or I would get a longer advert, and we'd have to pause and wait for each other.
Yeah.
So we are dedicated to a Great British Bake Off. It's not just random that we've done this.
I think Noel Fielding is absolutely amazing on it.
Yeah, I do.
He has struggled to build a rapport with a couple of people this year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
There's been a little bit of awkwardness where it's you can tell they're going, get away from me.
Yeah, just leave me and even finish. Whereas in previous years, people have proper got involved with him, and and I think at one point last year he got emotional saying goodbye to someone.
He did this year, actually. He teared up a few times.
Yeah. He proper bonds with people, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah, so let us know in the comment section what you think. Throughout this, I'm going to hopefully have shown some pictures of some of the bakes, including the finale.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about each section, maybe I'll try and, if I can be bothered, finding clips of every single bake we've done, that is.
I mean, yeah.
We shall see.
Or just like a slideshow at the end.
Ideally, I'd show a little clip of every single bake, but I'm going to have to go through every single video, find something. We will see. You'll definitely get to see the finale bakes. A lot more of that. And yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, guys. And thank you for joining us for the journey. Those who stuck around. I know it's not to everybody's taste, but for everyone who did stay on and keep voting, we really appreciate it.
There's a lot more shorter form content coming because some of those videos are 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot more like 5 to 10 minute short sort of challenges, us going camping, and the camping ones will be a bit longer, and adventuring, hiking.
Well, I mean, you got
our
camping video down to 5 minutes, so
yeah.
Who knows what you guys are going to get in the future. There's still loads to come.
Yeah. And there's lots of stuff we're going to try as well, as in like foods and things like that, because as you know, the Office Blokes, we're not really doing the Try channel anymore. That's sort of dead and buried to an extent. So we're taking over.
Yeah, man.
We're going to try some things.
Sweet.
And some stuff. Yeah, right, nice one. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Again, let us know. Comment below. Post on the poll, or just comment below.
And decide who wins the angry spoon. He's got a really angry face.
I really like that.
It is, it's super cute.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, cheers for that one, guys. Don't forget there will be more baking.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just not as intense and less competitive.
Yeah, so we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Bye, guys.